In the last lesson, we learned how we can use if statement, but that was only for one choice. Today, we are going to explore it for more than one choices. And I will show you step by step how can you do that. We will write a program for it, and I will try to explain everything to you. And you need to ask me a lot of questions if you don't understand anything. Okay? Make it a habit. You don't understand anything, ask it. Because I, in my mind, feel that you guys are understanding it, so I keep on speaking. I would love to stop and tell you what you are not clear about, only but if you would ask me and if you would tell me that you are not uh, understanding it properly. So, is that fine with everyone?
Yes.
So, who is going to ask some questions today? Raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Okay. Vidya raised a hand. Vidya, you are a good student. Okay. So now you can see that I have got what? A blank desktop here. Perfectly fine. So this is the Python that we generally work in. And what you need to do is go to file and create a new file. So we'll go to file and we'll create a new file. So in this new file, again, we will first write what we are doing, and then we will write the code of how to do it. You, I think, would remember that how do you explain what you are doing in Python? We write comments. Yes, hashtags. We write comments using hashtag because hashtag makes your code or the words that you are writing hidden. It is visible to you, but they cannot be read by the computer. So that is about it. And for this, what you will do is you will write a hashtag first and you are going to tell what program are you making. So I would say that we are making a program that asks the
Sir, how
user.
do we make a hashtag?
You press shift 3 for that. Shift and 3. You got it?
I got a pound sign.
You got a pound sign. You pressed shift 3 or something else.
Shift 3.
Shift 3. Okay. So you need to check that if your language here, does it say English US or English UK? If it says English,
English UK.
change it to English US.
Oh,
Got it?
okay. Yes.
Now press shift 3. Hamza, is it
It's
working fine?
correct.
Now,
Yes.
now you've got hashtag. Okay. So make it a habit that whenever you are working on the Python, just make sure this thing first that you have selected English United States. Okay. Now we are going to write that what we are going learning today. We are making a program that asks the user to choose what should it do. Okay.
Sir, do we have to write this? Because I'm not very good at typing.
Okay, you don't need to actually write it, but you can read it and see what am I doing. So everything that I write with the hashtags is the explanation that I am doing.
Okay.
Okay. It's not a part of the program, but it's the application. It's the explanation. So we are making a program that asks the user to choose what should it do. So choosing, we'll be choosing to add, subtract, multiply, or divide a number by asking it from the user. So that's what we would be doing. So first we need to write a program code the way we wrote the other day for a program that could add, multiply, subtract, and divide. And so I would say program code starts here. So that is where you are starting the program code. And the first thing that you need to do in the program code is take two inputs, take two numbers from the user. Or you can say ask the user, to make it more clear, we will say ask the user to take input two numbers. Again, I'm telling you one thing again, Wajiha, Zayan, Hamza, everything that I write in with the hashtags and everything that is shown in the red color, that is not a part of the program code. That is just there because I am explaining these things. So how do you take input of two numbers? Hamza, what keyword do we use to take input from the user?
Print.
No, print we use when we want to show something on screen.
Input.
Input. Yes, we use input. We use input. I guess who told that? Zayan, did you say this?
No, I
Or
was raising my
Wajiha?
hand to say it, Wajiha said.
Wajiha said that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to now ask user to enter two numbers. And if you want user to enter two numbers, you do it by telling the user, by mentioning your computer that with the word input, so that the computer understands that now the user is going to enter some information here. And you know the pattern for that. The pattern for that is first ask the user to input two numbers in as num1 and num2. So these two are our variables, num1 and num2. So first we will have num1 and we will say that Malik has entered. Assalamu alaikum, Malik. So you are asking the user to enter a value here, and you would say that num1 is the name of the variable where the value of first number would be stored. It's the value where it's this variable where the value of the first number will be stored. So you will be saying that we remember we did that we are not going to use int for all the numbers.
Yeah.
And we are going to use float now because float helps us to deal with the numbers that have
Whether they're real numbers,
that are real numbers and have decimal signs in that, like 2.5, 3.6, 4.9, 2.001, 1.7894. These type of numbers which has decimal points in them, they're called real numbers. And float can help us make our numbers be treated as real numbers when we are using it in Python. You will say float and then you will start a bracket and you will now write the input command. The input command is simple. You write the word input and then you write a prompt. A prompt is something that will show on screen when you want this number to be input. So you would want to say that enter first number, let's say, and we are going to close it. So don't be worried about this fancy symbols. I am only using it. Assalamu alaikum, Mustafa. How are you now? Yeah, Mustafa is still connecting with the audio. Connecting to audio. So don't worry about these special symbols that I'm using. They are just there for the decoration purposes. Even if you don't use them and write it like it still works fine. Okay, so these are just there to make it more look more attractive or something. So you will say that num1 float input, enter the first number, and again you are going to repeat this thing. See, what I did was I copied it. You can copy it by selecting it like this, or maybe like this. Just select this, press Ctrl C on your keyboard, and it will be copied. And then you can press Ctrl V on your keyboard to paste it. Once it has been pasted, now you can make changes where you want. So it is num1 is equal to float input. You will write num2 is equal to float input, and just change it from first number. You can say that now is the second number. So we'll say enter second number. Okay, fine. So we'll save this program and keep it checking step by step on how it is working. So first, let's save it with the proper wording. So this is an if selection program. Okay. Now we have wrote those numbers. Let's see that how it is working. We'll have saved it. You can click on run and click on run module after that to see how it is working. This program will show you it's working here. It's taking a little longer than usual. Yes. Enter first number. So let's say that it allows you to enter a number that is having decimal places in that. Enter second number. You can write anything that you want. And this is fine. It is working fine so far. It is accepting two numbers which have decimal points in that. So this is kind of working fine at this moment. Now we go over the part where we make calculations for add, sub, multiply, and divide. So what is add equal to? What should add be equal to? Hamza, how can you add these numbers?
Sir, what we have to do is we have to write 1 plus 2.
Yes, we have to write num1, the name of the first number. The name of the first number is num1. You have to write here num1 plus num2. Okay. Now you have to
Sir,
yes. Now we have to go for subtraction.
my
Subtraction.
my code is all lost
Your code is all
because
lost. Okay,
I
don't
press
worry. Don't worry.
I pressed the wrong button for copying it, but then it
You can always press Control Z to undo what you did by a mistake.
but I pressed Control V and it happened.
Did you press Control and Z?
V.
Control Z. Press Control Z. Z.
Sir, I pressed, but I pressed V. I didn't press anything else.
Yes. Now you press Control Z.
Okay.
Anything that you do by a mistake, you can change that to the previous state by pressing Control Z. Or you can maybe see in the edit, there would be this button which says undo. You can click on this undo button also to go back to the previous step. Malik, can you tell us how can we subtract these numbers? We have two numbers, num1 and num2. What can we do to subtract this?
So we have to do num1 subtract num2.
Num1 minus num2. And the symbols where they are, you should know that. So plus symbol you can get by pressing shift and equal sign on your keyboard, where that is on top generally. And for minus, you need to press shift and minus sign, not shift, only the minus sign, and that is just the button after 0. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, the next button you can press for minus, and the last button on this row, the rightmost, you can press it with shift to add the plus sign, and press it without the shift to add an equals to sign. Okay, now the next thing that we need to do is do multiply. So for multiply, you're going to say MULT equals num1 multiply by num2. You can get this star symbol by pressing shift and 8. Okay, so you press shift and 8 and you get the star symbol. Right? Okay, Vajiha, last one is for you. How can you divide numbers?
We write num1 and slash and num2.
Slash num2. And also you need to tell me, do we need to use this slash or this slash? Which slash is used for division?
First one.
First one. This is called a forward
Sir?
slash. And this is called a
How do
backward
we
slash.
copy the whole statement?
Like this whole statement.
Yes.
First, you need to select the whole statement. And in order to select it, the process is the same. Click and drag your mouse like that and stop where you want, till where you want it to be copied. And then you can go to edit also to copy. And you can go to edit also to paste it when you are done. Okay. So now these calculations are going to happen,
So we
which is
press-
perfectly fine.
So do we press copy or paste?
We press copy first to copy that, and then after we have copied it, it is on our clipboard, we can just paste it. When you will press the copy button, it will be in the computer's memory that it has copied it, and when you will paste it, it will show on your screen after that. Okay. Okay, now we are going to mention choices. Or in other words, I will use a simpler word. We are going to show choices. So how can we show something on screen? What do we use to show something on screen? Vajiha, you want to say something? What code do we use when we want to show something on screen? Malik, you want to say something?
Yes.
Zian, you want to say something, and I know that you know that. Put your hand
Yes,
up.
it's print.
Okay, it's print. Yes, we can use print keyword to show something on screen. So we will use print, but we will not use the print with this 2 apostrophes. We are going to use print with 3 apostrophes. Okay. And we are going to write print, choose your option to perform an action. And after that, we will write the options like 1, add, 2, subtract, 3, multiply, 4, divide. And after that, you are going to put 3 apostrophes again and a bracket again, and this will be closed. Now we have written a fair margin of the program. Now let's run it and see if it is working according to what we want it to work like. Okay. So first you will save it. You can save it by pressing Ctrl and S on your screen, or you can go to this file button and click on save, not save as or not save copy as, the simple save. You click on that and it is going to be saved. Once it is saved, now you can, yes.
How do we open the file?
How do we open the file? Which file? The file that you have previously worked on?
No, sir. You said that we have to save it first. Then I saved it. So, but I know where I put my file, but I don't know how to open it.
Okay, that's not a problem right now. Right now, what you need to do is just go and click on save button once again. How do we open it? I will explain that to you also. But when we are going to need to open the files, I will explain that to you at that time. Also, there is this open button which you can use to open the files that you want. And there is this recent files also where you can see what were the recent files that you were working on. So they are all here also. Okay, so now we have got till here, saved the file. Now we will run it and see how it is working or if it is working according to our need. So we'll go to run module and see how it is working. So you add the number, you add the second number, and it gives you the options that you wanted on your screen. So you have got options here. Okay. So now we are going to tell our program to take an option from the user. Okay. Now this comes in front of me, let's say as a user. So I am going to want to input something so that my option is selected, right? Right, Zahan? Now we want that there should be an option coming up which asks us to choose our option. Okay. Or maybe it says enter your choice, maybe something like that. Something should come on the screen which says enter your choice, and maybe then we can enter something there. So let's say try that how we can do it. Now we want the user to enter an option, right? So what do we do when we want the user to enter an option or when we want the user to enter something? We use input again, right? So take choice from user through input. So this is the next what we will do. So we are going to take choice from the user through the input. So we are going to write choice equals input, and this input we want to take as number. So I am going to write int for that. Choice int input. Show a message that you want on the screen. We want on the screen the message that says enter your choice. And also after that, again, something like this, if you want it there, otherwise that's not needed. That is not something necessary. So this is done, right? But this is incomplete right now. This is incomplete because you need to have two brackets here. Yeah, perfectly fine. Now it says choice, int, input, enter your choice. So let's see that how it is working. We'll run it again. I want to close it and I want to run it again. 23.22, 32.56. So it is asking me to enter a choice. I can enter a choice here if I want. Let's say that choice is 1. Okay. If it is taking my choice, but it is not doing anything according to my choice. So maybe now I need to tell my program what to do if I have selected one choice. So the code for that is simple. Okay. The code for that is very simple. Simple in terms that now we will be working according to the choice, or you can say the action according to the choice. So what if someone selects 1? What should happen after that? If someone selects 1, we should show,
Add it.
we should add the numbers are already added, subtracted, multiplied and divided in this case. See, The numbers are already added, subtracted, multiplied, and divided. But what we want to do is we want to show something. So we want, let's say, to show what we want to show. And for that, what we are going to do is we are going to write a simple code for that. And that is how do we take action from the choice. So we will say that if choice equals to 1, print add, right? And now you will just copy it. And also focus and also pay attention to one thing here. That one very important thing. That is when you choose if, right? And you wrote the name of the variable, because the variable value is going to be saved in choice. You will write if choice equals. When you want to show equality here, you can't use single equal, because I told you the in another lesson also that single equal does not mean equal here. Yes, Hamza, you want to say something?
Sir, why is if yellow colored?
Yes, because if is a different style of keyword, is a different type of keyword. That is why it is yellow. It is orange, but it is not yellow, but that is why it has a different color, because it has a different purpose. So all the words that have different purposes, they have different colors. So you can see that everything going on screen exactly like that has green color. Everything that is not a part of the program code is red in color. All the areas where you are dealing with the variables, they are black in color. And the keywords that are general keywords, they are purple in color. If has a separate work, that is why it is shown in orange color. And I was telling you that you do not need to put a single equal sign here. You actually need to put two equal signs here and then check it if it is equal to 1, and then say after ending it with the column, end it with the column and press enter. Now you see that when I press enter here by adding something, it starts with the left margin and very close to the original one. See, it is starting from the same point. But now if you will focus on this other one that I have here, if I press enter here, you will see that it starts a little ahead. It has a little diff. It has a little extra margin on the left side. So you do not need to remove that margin. That margin is important. Okay. So that you need to write is print add, and then you now just need to copy this and keep on pasting it and changing it. If someone selects 2, you are going to subtract. If someone selects 3, you are going to print MULT, because 3 is multiply, and for multiplying we are using MULT. And the last one, if choice is equal to 4, we are going to print div. Okay. So with this one, we will save this program and run it. Okay. So currently our program will only work with 4 choices. It can't stop you if the choice is, what you can say, if the choice is more than 1, or sorry, less than 1 or more than 4. So we will do that in the next class also, that how can we restrict our input here. So now let's try to run it. We'll go to run and try to run this program. So it asks for the first number. We go with 12.34. And for the next number, I go for 34.56. And now it asks me to choose one thing. Let's say that I choose to divide. So I will enter 4. And after that, I need to press enter. So when I will press enter, it should divide these two numbers and give me the answer, which I think is fine right now. It is giving me the correct answer. All I need to do is just check it with the calculator. So what we did was we had a number 12.34 and we had another number 34.56, and we divided first number with the second number. So it is giving me the exact answer that we are getting here. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now follow this code, complete this code. I will be sharing this code in the group as well.
Sir, just tell me how to copy.
How to copy?
Yes.
Okay, why
I'm
don't
still
you?
not understanding it.
Okay, why don't you join after 2 minutes back? Because the 2 minutes are only left in this class. So let everyone complete this code here right now. And when this class ends, you can rejoin and I will explain you how to copy. Okay.
Okay, sir, but if I don't know how to copy, I can't move on.
Don't
I'll
worry,
have
I will
to-
explain
I'll-
you how to do it.